You going to use this? I will.
That's yours.
Thank you so much. Appreciate it, Bill.
All right, we're going to call this regular council meeting to order. Monday, November 6, 2023, 5 p.m., City Hall. We ask you to turn down your phones or off, or however you like to do it. And we'll get a roll call, please.
Commissioner Edelman?
Here.
Commissioner Heatherington?
Here.
Commissioner Morris?
Here.
Commissioner Prentice?
Here.
I am here. Okay, pledge allegiance, please. Stand up, take your hats off. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Remain standing. Don, please.
Heavenly Father, we just thank you for this evening, and we thank you for blessing the citizens of this community as well as the commissioners and staff. We just thank you, Lord, for so many things, and we've had an opportunity to buy a property, and we would just ask, Lord, that you would open the doors for that to happen, and that your blessing would be upon the city in acquiring that property. So we just ask that you would give the commissioners wisdom tonight as they discuss the issues and decide on the future items for the city of South Beloit. So we thank you in Jesus' name.
Amen.
Amen. Thank you, Don. Okay. Get approval of the agenda. Get a motion, please.
So moved. Second.
All in favor? Yes, we know this is one of the first times we haven't had amended or that. Public comment. Anybody want to talk now? I imagine we could give you a time. I know this is probably for the chickens, I imagine. Yeah, why don't you stand up and say whatever you want to say right now, and then we'll talk about it when we come to it.
Well, I want to,
She needs to state her name.
Give your name first.
Mary Mitchell.
Yeah, Mary, thank you.
Again, back in 2020, we were told by Roscoe Township that we could have chickens, and there are other people in the area that do have chickens as well, because they are Winnebago Township. So, in doing so, I was given permission by the township to go ahead and build a coop. I didn't have to go by the village. I went by the township rules, which was build it whatever size you want, put it so far away from the fence. You can have 6 chickens, and so that's what I did. And of course, you guys have a letter on it. And that is where my concern, one of my concerns is too, is, and I thank you for addressing all this, that if we're allowed the chickens, and you go by the rules and regulations of the village, I'm asking for a grandfather in, because I do have a drawing of my coop, and the run, which according to Roscoe Township was told that I could do. So I'm not sure what you guys have as an idea for. I know you were going to go with the Roscoe Village if you did approve it.
Well, we'll get into that later on, but I think they went with 3 square foot per chicken and a run 10 foot or whatever. I think it's pretty much everything the same.
Oh, okay, because mine is, it's 6 foot, the run is 6 foot, and the coop is 4 by 6.
4 by 6, 24. Yeah, I think it'd be 18 for 6 chickens, wouldn't it? So, yeah, you're right.
Okay, I just wanted to make sure of that, and then, so yeah,
And you can't, I know what they're going to talk about later. It has to be hardwired. You can't run extension cords out there and stuff like that.
I already have electricity run to
But
my house.
you sound like, well, we'll get into that afterwards.
Okay,
But
and then that's what I wanted to have, because I would pay for a permit, right?
yeah, you'll have to pay. You'll have to have a permit, right?
So, and then I would still pay a fee, and I would still do all those things, pretending I didn't have a coop, but I already have a coop.
Yeah.
Okay,
All right.
thank you.
Anybody else? I know you're there to support her, so there'll be a few minutes before we get to it. But all right, moving on. Public comments, approval of the minutes for the regular council meeting held October 16th, 2023. Motion, please.
So moved. Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Reported officers. Sonia, you can take it from here for a while.
Sure, it just seems like a busy time of year. Budgets are tightening up as we're getting close to the end of the season. Tonight we're gonna have a quarter report from Chief Truman, and then I believe the next quarterly report will be Sean's with community development. But in short for you tonight, Mayor, budget season, we're good.
And then let me get the pay our bills, and then we'll move on with that. I'm going to pay our bills first, and then we'll move on with it. All right, approval for payment of claims paid October 14th to November 3rd, 2023. Get a motion, please.
So moved.
In the amount of $364,791.09. Second.
Okay, Tracy, please.
Commissioner Edelman?
Aye. Yes.
Commissioner Heatherington?
Yes.
Commissioner Morris?
Yes.
Commissioner Prentice?
Yes.
Mayor Fitzgerald?
Yes, attorney's report.
No report this evening.
No report. Okay. Now, Sonia, I'm going to give it back to you. Are you chief?
Okay,
All right.
thank you. You should have a copy of my quarterly report. I started off the training, everybody in police department last quarter did rapid deployment, DUI, autism awareness, U.S. Supreme Court rulings, and then we did cybersecurity with the entire staff of the city of South Beloit. We did a lot of specialty training, to include the Firearms Restraining Order Act. I went to a high-risk traffic stop class, the use of force, emergency medical response, red dot pistol as an instructor, TI simulator as an instructor. That is where we have an interactive screen, and you don't know what scenario, it's scenario based, you don't know what type of situation you're going to go into, and Kurt and Sanders are our instructors. The TI simulators got pretty advanced. We used to have one screen, and now it's got 3 screens, so the scenarios are going to be ramped up a little more, and it's excellent training for us. Maria's went to Advanced Solo Officers School Threat, KEHO, and went to Vehicle Close Quarter Battle 1 and 2. That's a very high, intense training. They go out to a quarry and they shoot from vehicles, at vehicles, and it shows them how like the rounds will deflect off glass certain ways, and it's pretty intense, but we say excellent training. A few of our guys have went through that. Again, high-risk traffic, high-risk vehicle stops, response to a resistance instructor, which is just like our defense and arrest tactics. And then lastly, a few of us went to the pre-trial fairness side training. The calls for service are pretty similar from last quarter. They're down a little bit, to 2,400 from 2,600 last quarter. Traffic stops, we had 28 compared to 33, so again, pretty similar. Ordinance violations, we had 45 compared to 52. Criminal arrest, they dropped, actually they cut in half from 42 to 84, so, you know, same thing with traffic stops or criminal arrest, they're going to go up and down, but I did a little bit more homework, and year to date, we're still up 191 criminal arrests this year compared to 168 last year, so although we had a slower quarter for arrests, year to date, the arrests are still up. And same thing with traffic stops, actually, we had 439 citations and warnings compared to 679 last quarter, but again, year to date, we had 940 last year compared to 1,749 this year. So, and then looking into that a little further, I just noted, for the last 3 years, our traffic citations and warnings have went up over 900 in 2020, over 1,000 in 2021, over 1,300 in 2022, and we've already exceeded that this year in 2023. So very active, a lot of calls for service, a lot of traffic stops. I'll come back to the other. If you flip the page, I have our Group A offense report. These are the statistics that we report to NIBRs, and with that, I also have a sheet that kind of explains what Group A offenses are compared to Group B offenses. So we don't report Group B offenses to NIBRs. These are only the Group A offenses, And so if you see at the bottom of the Group A offense report, it says the total Group A offenses are 213, and that is from the beginning of the year until the end of the third quarter. And so if you add the Group B offenses, which like it lists several, bad checks, disorderly conduct, DUI, those type of offenses, year to date we have 97 of those for a total of 310. And that's what you see on that third page. It's called an agency monthly tracker. For NIBRS, we report monthly, and so we're at a total of Group A and B offenses that were reported of 310. Go back to the other things we've done in the police department the last quarter. We conducted active shooter or rapid deployment training at Stephen Mack Middle School with the Rock and the Roscoe Police Department. Officer Billings was sworn in, and he's doing well at the South Beloit Police Academy. We had a successful National Night Out event at the American Legion. Officer Salmon graduated from South Beloit Police Academy. He's currently in field training. Officer Johnson and Peterson attended the Family Day at the Church of Christ, and we participated in the South Beloit High School Homecoming Parade and assisted with traffic control. We also were at their post-secondary night where we got to promote our police department and law enforcement. And although the students are not of age yet, because you have to be at least 21 years old to be in law enforcement in Illinois, it's still nice to get the information out to them. Kim made a really nice flyer, a promotional flyer for us, and we handed that out and just talked to them about what it's like being in law enforcement. And finally, we attended the family night in City Park.
Thank you, Chief. Anybody, any department heads got anything to say?
Been very busy.
Yeah, that's for true.
Great job.
Department head. But anybody up here? If not, we'll move on. Thank you, Chief. Ordinance second read. Approve ordinance 2759, amended Chapter 10 Animals, Section 10-2, possession of certain animals and fowl deemed nuisance, in Chapter 118, zoning of South Beloit Code of Ordinance, and amend Article 1 to create Article 12 to allow for keeping hens in certain residential areas. Get a motion, please.
So,
Second? I'll make a second. I can do that. Any discussion on this?
So, I put some thought into this. I want to be very clear from the outset. I don't have any issues with people tending to chickens within the city limits. However, as this proposed ordinance is currently written, I'd be voting no. I would, though, support a limit on chicken tender permits. Beloit, for instance, was brought up early on by the supporters, and they have, or at least had in the very beginning, which we're at, a cap on 30 chicken tender permits. That's less than 1% of their population. I feel like a compromise is probably the best option. If we did 1% of our population, we'd be looking at roughly 8 chicken tender permits. I'd be willing to bend on that 1% and take that number to 15 chicken tender permits. With the limited ordinance enforcement and City Hall staff resources, we'd be making this a more manageable situation for everyone involved, including ensuring a timely approval of permits by implementing a cap. If we could add a limit to the proposed ordinance as it's currently written, I'd feel comfortable voting positively on it. But right now, I'd say no.
So, as far as just change it to 15, you're gonna have a total of 15 permits.
15 permits.
Okay, yeah, I looked at this also, and I know they were having trouble with wire, chicken wire, when they went to the zoning board, and it was like, well, our ordinance says you can't have chicken wire, but that's for perimeter fence. That's not for a fence, because people have it around their gardens, and people have it anyway. So that's kind of a moot point, I think. But that was the intent of the law. But I know our zoning board was unanimous on recommending approval. And I would be no problem with, I would be putting 15 on the tender permits. That would be no problem for me.
I had one question when this came up last time, and I saw that it was in there in the zoning notes and it appears that it fell out. And Sean, I don't know if you can clarify. Did we get rid of the neighbor requirement?
I thought they asked for the neighbor to be in the city limits, but maybe they did nix it. There was a lot of discussion back and forth about that.
I didn't see it in here.
I saw it in the zoning thing, but then I didn't see it in the final, and I just wanted to make sure I didn't miss it.
Wait a minute, Roxanne's got it.
It is in the ordinance. If you look at the second page, it's the second to last paragraph. In order to be allowed to have hens on residential properties, the property must be zoned RR or R1, and the owners of any adjacent properties located within the city's corporate limits must consent to the keeping of such hens.
I have an issue with that.
I do too. I don't like
I
that.
don't want to get into neighbors having for all intents and purposes, a grudge match.
Right now, you can't have, your neighbor can't say nothing about you having a dog unless it's a nuisance. So I don't see anything different between a chicken and that. If the chickens are a nuisance, yeah, well, I can see that. But if they're not, to me, there's no problem. What do you think about that?
So that's my one. You've got the 15 contention. My contention is I don't feel like you have to have a neighbor's approval.
I agree with that.
Well, the people I talk to, none of them want it.
None want it?
But one person, and I talked to about 30 of them, and they said, why bring it up now when we never had support before?
Well, because it was brought to us. We didn't bring it up. It was brought to us.
Brought to previous council, and they said they never had enough support on the council to do it. But we've never had it before.
Well, times.
I just think we're opening up another issue that we had a major problem with cats, and we've never really cleared that mess up. We're just creating another. I've done some investigation into it. I talked to a couple people that had neighbors that had chickens, and they had a problem with infestation of mice, and I just don't think we need to bring in an additional problem.
And I know what you're talking about, yeah.
So, I mean, I think where we're at is, where the city is, right? It's a toss-up, it's a hot issue, it's 50-50. I brought up early on, we could talk through doing a referendum. It was pretty soundly shut down. I think at this point right now is where, a compromise could be had, where Courtney's talking about not making sure, or, kind of striking the neighbor signing off and then adding the limit of 15. I think, where that's at and the number of people we have in the city, we're just about 8,000 people, 15 permits, it's 1% of the population that's going to have it. I know wholeheartedly, Kenny, where you guys are coming from on the cats. It's a problem. Anytime you drive up on your side of town, you see neighborhoods full of feral cats. And now, I think with limiting the 15, we're taking and helping get it to the responsible chicken owners that will take care of it the way that they should. And, from there, if there's anybody that goes over it and does it anyways without the permit, they're going to be opening themselves up to their neighbors complaining. So, to me, I feel like this is a fair compromise. And a compromise, nobody's really happy one way or the other. I think this is one of those situations where this is that.
So you want it where 15, strike the neighbors clause out, and the chicken wire. Chicken wire is permissible as inside your perimeter fence, not as a perimeter.
I think as we spell out chicken wire as part of being able to be on a coop, fine. It's definitely not a
And for a run, that's what it was made for.
privacy fencing issue or anything like that.
But see, that was one of the things the zoning board had trouble with. is they said, we don't allow chicken wire as a fence. And they need a fence for the chickens to run. Well, chicken wire isn't a fence. Chicken wire, that's a perimeter fence for, a chicken wire is just for the chickens or for a garden, which people have, you know, and around bushes that the animals eat, whatever. But so, those are the three things that I see right now.
I agree with Ryan. I think this is like he said, it's a compromise, not everybody's gonna be happy, and I think that, like I said, I'm in favor of it. I wanted to make the thing struck. The 15 to me is part of the compromise. It gives us the ability to start the process and see what we think. It's kind of like us with the gaming licenses, where we put a cap on it, we said it doesn't mean the cap has to stay forever, so we need to put a cap on it. So to me, I think that is a good way to start the process.
So if we put that in there,
You can just make a motion on the floor tonight to amend whatever sections of the ordinance you'd like to amend. You don't have to pass it as it was presented to you by the ZBA, but you
Well,
need to be specific on
we'll
the
vote on it.
changes.
Okay, Courtney, would you?
So I'll make a motion that we approve ordinance 2759 with 3 amendments.
Can you hold on just one second? Is there already a motion and a second on the floor?
Yep.
For the way it is.
Prentice and Mayor Fitzgerald made a motion.
All right, I'll take it back.
To discuss it? Yeah. Okay, so we need to, do you remove your motion? And
I remove
you
my
remove the second? So now we have a new motion being made, and that's a motion to amend ordinance
2759.
27. Okay, thank you.
And those 3 amendments are a cap on the number of licenses at 15. We strike the neighbor approval. And we permit chicken wire on the coop and the run.
Okay, we get a motion?
He made the motion.
All right, you second it? I'll second it. All right, Tracy?
Commissioner Edelman?
Yes.
Commissioner Heatherington?
No.
Commissioner Morris?
No.
Commissioner Prentice?
Yes.
Mayor Fitzgerald?
Yes.
Could I ask a point of clarification?
Okay.
Where would you like the chicken wire language to be added to the ordinance?
Well, it was down here on the second page there. Second page, it says, where was that? Something about the fence. I read it in there just a minute ago.
No, I looked at this stuff.
Oh, here it is.
So where is it?
That there's a complaint. The fencing material must needed to be clarified because chickens wire is not allowed in the city. The city is better off to have more rules than maybe remove some rules versus having to add rules later.
That's that's a staff report. I'm talking about the actual
We're not going to
ordinance.
put it in the ordinance.
Oh, I don't
Do you
care
know,
where.
Shauna, where, I mean, I'm looking at the ordinance and I don't see any reference to fencing materials at all.
It just shows all chicken coops shall be constructed, cleaned, and maintained in a manner to be free of rodent and insect infestation.
But,
I
when,
know during discussion, it was the fencing materials that are already approved by the city in the ordinances would stay as the fencing materials for the coops. That's what was discussed at the meeting.
right, and so that's what we want changed. That's why we want it changed. We want it to say that you can't put wooden fence in front for a chicken. I mean, anybody there just chicken wire. Because then we gotta stop everybody from putting chicken wire around their garden. Because that's not usable. Right?
Yeah, I'm just asking for clarification on where you would like this added to the existing ordinance.
Chicken wire may be used for, on the chicken coop and run, right?
Okay.
That's pretty simple, isn't it? Jeff, you have chickens.
Yeah, we've got a lot of chickens. Way more
Do
than
you-
6. Chicken wires that you would use in your router coop to protect them from any varmints or wildlife that finds them as tasty morsels.
Okay, I will add that to it looks like the third paragraph of section 118-1300.
Okay, now we got to vote on it.
No, you already voted on it. I just need a clarification on where the language should go.
We don't have to change nothing no more on that?
She's gonna make those 3 edits.
What?
She's gonna make those 3 edits.
Three changes in that.
So it's been approved.
So it's been approved. All right, approved, moving on. Okay, ordinance first read. Approve ordinance 2765 authorizing an issuance of a Class D liquor license for Quick Trip Inc. Motion, please.
So moved.
Second. Okay, we had this in our liquor meeting, so any discussion on it? Tracy, please.
Commissioner Heatherington?
Yes.
Commissioner Moore?
Yes.
Commissioner Prentice?
Yes.
Commissioner Edelman?
Yes.
Mayor Fitzgerald?
Yes. B, approve ordinance 2766 amending various provisions of the City of South Beloit Code of Ordinance regarding business licenses. Get a motion, please.
So moved. Second.
Okay, I have one question. Tracy, or Sonia, you want to explain that?
The business licenses one?
Yeah, it's just that,
So, months ago, we decided, also I just noticed that we didn't move the quick trip item to a second read. You guys wanted it to come back for a second read?
no,
Sorry.
why don't you, thank you. You gotta be a little quicker.
Can you go back to that?
Yep.
So we gotta do what, go back through that?
To ordinance 2765, if you want to move it to a second read, we need it moved to a
Okay,
second reading
let's move.
We'll
for
make a
final
mo-
approval.
I'll make a motion that we move ordinance 2765 to a second read.
Second.
All in favor? Aye. Okay, let's, motion on ordinance 2765 for authorizing the issuance of Class D liquor license for Quick Trip Inc. Second?
Second.
Who made the motion?
Kenny? Tracy? As, for second read, and all we have to do is vote on it again.
Commissioner Heatherington?
Yes.
Commissioner Moore?
Yes.
Commissioner Prentice?
Yes.
Commissioner Edelman?
Yes.
Mayor Fitzgerald?
Yes, B, want to move B to a second read for ordinance 2766, amending various provisions for the City of South Beloit Code Ordinance issuing business license.
So moved. Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Okay, let's get a motion on approving ordinance 2766, amending various provisions on the City of South Beloit Code Ordinance regarding business licenses.
So moved.
Second.
Okay, all we're going to do is we're not going to come to the council anymore on this. It's going to be the city clerk and,
Well, not all things, Mayor, so anything still that, all the things that for state statute should go to the council for
Right.
approval, anything that touches liquor and anything that touches gaming, am I saying that right, Tracy, am I saying? But all other licenses that we feel like we can expedite quicker in-house, we'll approve at a staff level. So Tracy will do her thing, I will sign off on them, and we'll still send all things liquor and gaming to the council for full approval.
yeah. I was just, when I read that, I was just asking one question. What happens if you don't approve a license? Can they appeal it to the council?
Yes, I can.
Okay, let's go. Motion, or vote.
Commissioner Prentice?
Yes.
Commissioner Edelman?
Yes.
Commissioner Heatherington?
Yes.
Commissioner Moore?
Yes.
Mayor Fitzgerald?
Yes,
I'll make a motion that we move ordinance 2767 to a second read.
Second.
all in favor?
Aye.
Okay, let's approve ordinance, second read for approval ordinance of 2767, a zoning variation on the side yard setback from required 5 feet down to 0 and required lot size 10,000 square feet down to 9,549 square feet and a variance of 5 feet lot within requirements of the residential multifamily zoning district in a property located at 15528 Lucena Court, South Beloit, Illinois, Winnebago County, Penn 0404377011.
So moved.
Second.
Any discussion on that?
I can explain it if you need to, but
I'd rather, I have no problem with it unless anybody else. Tracy, please.
Mr. Edelman?
Yes.
Mr. Henderson?
Yes.
Mr. Morris?
Yes.
yes.
Yes. Okay, resolutions, approved resolution 6473, approving estimated tax levy amounts. I'll get a motion, please.
So moved.
Second.
Okay, I know Don knows all about this.
This is basically a requirement in the truth in taxation that if we're going to levy more than 5%, we need to have a public hearing and so forth. And since this amount is below the 5%, we do not have to have a public hearing. And so basically, it's just identifying what we intend to levy.
Everybody clear on that? Okay, Tracy?
Mr. Henderson?
Yes.
Mr. Morris?
Yes.
Mr. Prentice?
Yes.
Mr. Edelman?
Yes.
Mayor Fitzgerald?
Yes. B, approved resolution 6474, approving a replat for property located at 15528 Lucenia Court with PIN number 0404377011. Motion, please.
So moved. Second.
Who's got this one? Same?
Sean can probably talk to this. This has been kicked around for a while.
So this is the replat for the duplex on Lucina Court. The developer built the duplex in order to sell it to, I believe, 2 family members.
Yeah, we did the same thing in 2018
Yep.
for the neighbor parcels.
We've talked about this before, too. Okay, anybody else? All right, Tracy, please.
Mr. Morris?
Yes.
Mr. Prentice?
Yes.
Mr. Edelman?
Yes.
Mr. Henderson?
Yes.
Mayor Fitzgerald?
Yes, approve resolution 6475 regarding increase of hourly wage based on a base wage rate of pay for part-time patrol officers in the city of South Beloit, Illinois. Motion, please.
Motion.
Second.
Second.
Chief?
Yeah, we don't currently have any part-timers. We never replaced the last few that we had, but we're kind of behind with the hourly rate. It's currently at 20, and I'd like to have it moved up to 24 per hour.
Make it more appealing.
More appealing, exactly.
We brought this up to the council before, and there was some concern to make sure that the starting wage remained under the lowest paid patrol, and this number does. So this is the number that we brought up once people were, we just never formalized it in a resolution.
Can you talk to where that puts us in relation to the surrounding communities?
It's below Rockton and Roscoe. I think Roscoe's 27 something. I get the two mixed up. One of them, they start at the same rate as a full-time police officer, just the starting wage, and they also get the annual increases, so they're always at the starting rate of a full-time police officer. And then the other communities just below that, maybe like $26 an hour. So we're below both of those, and those are our most competitive.
Thank you.
Anybody else? Tracy, please.
Mr. Prentice?
Yes.
Mr. Edelman?
Yes.
Mr. Henderson?
Yes.
Mr. Morris?
Yes.
Mayor Fitzgerald?
Yes. D, approve resolution 6476, approving the services agreement between Triliant and the city of South Beloit for discrimination and harassment training services. Motion, please.
So moved.
Sonia?
This is the same entity that provided the last 3 years of our harassment training. Tracy usually shops around, and this is the group that we've landed on. Anything else to add here? Same group as we've had.
Everybody go through it?
Including you all. I will. And if you don't, Tracy bugs you. So don't forget to fill out your required training.
Okay. Tracy?
Mr. Edelman?
Yes.
Mr. Henderson?
Yes.
Mr. Morris?
Yes.
Mr. Prentice?
Yes.
Mayor Fitzgerald?
Yes. Approve resolution 6477, approving a letter of agreement between the City of South Beloit and Illinois Fraternal Order of Police Labor Council regarding a lateral transfer program. Motion, please.
So moved. Second.
Chief?
Again, this is just another thing to try to make it more appealing to apply with our police department. We currently don't have any laterals, we never have. It currently reads that they could lateral over from another department if they have at least 2 years on and they're in good standing. They would come here. We top out at 5 years, so if they had 8 years over there, they would start here at a 5-year pay. So again, just to make it more appealing, if they had 8 years there, it started at the 8-year pay here, but with 0 seniority. And the officers and the FOP, we don't have a problem with it.
What if you get a guy with 20 years?
So it'd be 10 years. He started at 10-year pay.
How do you figure that?
Because the agreement is capped at 10 years.
There's a cap at 10 years.
Correct.
Okay, all right. Okay, anybody else? All right, Tracy, please.
Commissioner Heatherington?
Yes.
Commissioner Morris?
Yes.
Commissioner Prentice?
Yes.
Commissioner Edelman?
Yes.
Mayor Fitzgerald?
Yes, F, approve resolution 6478, approving grant agreement and organized retail crime grant program. Motion, please.
So moved. Second.
Chief?
This is a grant I applied for. They gave us $6,000 out of the $9,800 that I requested. So the $6,000 is for 2 flat cameras with license plate readers that I'd like to put out east somewhere along, Gardner and Willowbrook. And it's just to help us, solve crime. I mean, it's for retail theft, but, it's helpful with license plate reader cameras that helpful with any crime. It is a 1-year deal, and I would apply every year as long as it's available. If for some reason the grant's unavailable, we could ask the businesses out there, Quick Trip, the Dispensary, Flying J, if they would perhaps fund it. If not, the city would have the option to fund it. If not, we just apply to come pick up the cameras and we'd be done with the program. We do have to pay, because they didn't give me the entire grant. The other part of that was for the installation of both cameras. And they did not give us those funds, so we'd be paying that. I think it was $3,800 total for both of them. So that'd be our one-time fee.
All right to me. Anybody else? Tracy, please.
Commissioner Morris?
Yes.
Commissioner Prentice?
Yes.
Commissioner Edelman?
Yes.
Commissioner Heatherington?
Yes.
Mayor Fitzgerald?
Yes. You're getting a lot of headlines here, I can tell you that. Approve resolution 6479, approving the purchase of a 2023 police Inceptor utility 4-wheel drive equipment with amount not to exceed $58,662 and a 2023 Chevy Silverado 1500 without equipment and amount not to exceed $55,752 from Curry Motors. Motion.
So moved.
Okay.
So as we started the budget talks, Don asked me to start looking for vehicles for next year. We're on the cycle. Every other year we'll get 1 car, the next year 2, 1, 2, just to, keep our maintenance costs down and keep a good fleet. So I called a couple dealerships, and Curry said I can't even order a car. I need for next year. I wanted to because they're so backed up for several reasons. I think, COVID, the microchip, the strike, So he did say though that he had a fully equipped Ford Explorer, or I call it Police Interceptor utility. That's the same vehicles we have currently. That they built that for another department. That's all of the equipment. He wasn't sure that they were going to be able to still go through with the deal, and he told me he would let me know in early November if it was available. He would let me know it's available. So just for us, it's kind of a blessing. Not to have to wait so long, because I still don't have the car that I ordered for this year that I ordered last October in 2022. So I'm afraid if we don't go with something like this or these, we're going to be waiting another year or more for a car that we want next year's budget. So we're actually just paying for these 2 this year, but it works out the same. We'd be paying for them in probably January.
We'll be getting 3 at one time though.
But we're getting Well, hopefully, I still have.
Yeah, you're still waiting for the other one, but,
Yeah.
Did we pay for that, Alan?
yeah.
We don't have it yet, so.
But we paid for
No.
it. So I'm just saying.
It was budgeted for 2023, the check hasn't been written
It's
yet.
been budgeted.
We haven't gotten it, but it's been,
They paid for it.
the one we haven't gotten was the
You're
one
going like
that was
this.
budgeted. I thought you were asking, the one that we haven't got, was that budgeted
No,
for
if it was
2023?
paid for already.
Oh,
So in 2024, we will not order one, only for 2025.
Yeah, these are the 2020.
Yeah, I'm just stating, that's, I understand, but Roxanne?
I don't see a copy of the resolution in the packet, and I know we were working on it late on
Yeah, I
Friday.
printed it.
Yeah.
Is it on everybody's, okay.
To you.
Yeah,
Okay.
yeah.
So I just wanted to point out, if everyone directs their attention to the resolution, we will need to waive formal public bid procedures, which you'll do with this resolution if you pass it, but that needs to be with a 2/3 vote. Just want to make sure you're aware of
Okay,
that.
well, we got this, just for everybody, we received this when we sat down, so we haven't
Yeah.
read it.
Yeah.
But we had talked about it with the chief, and we understand it. So after we're done with this vote, then we have to have another vote, just
No,
to...
just one vote. No,
Okay.
it has to pass by a 2/3 majority.
Okay. Anybody? All right. Tracy, please.
okay, before we go there.
Oh, oh.
Chief, will you also talk to the, so when we did a call around on this, about a week and a half ago, and then again on Friday to kind of firm it up because we found out the interceptor was available, there was a little bit of question. Mayor, you brought
Yeah,
up, I really don't like getting 3 vehicles at one time. so
I
we
don't.
discussed that. And then there was another question that came up, and that was how exactly would a pickup truck be used in our police department? Can you just touch a little bit on how the usage will be and how it'll be worked into the daily?
Yeah,
When you feel like an extra vehicle or the detective or something would be part of our normal fleet?
no, it's gonna be just a regular squatter rotation. We've never had a pickup truck, but I know other communities do, and they say it's very helpful, it's multi-purpose, right? It's still gonna have the back seat, we're still gonna have the prisoner partition, it's still gonna be a daily or nightly squad car out there, but it's just nice to be able to, if we have to just pick anything large up, like our bikes or targets down the quarry or anything of size, we currently just use our own vehicles for that, and so it'll serve multiple purposes.
My concerns for getting 3 vehicles in 1 year was because of the problem we had in the past, where our whole fleet would get old at the same time. So I mean, it's just the type thing where you'll have to watch it, so that we don't have 3 vehicles with 100,000 on at the same time, you know what I mean? It's just something that was my concern is all.
I understand that concern, but I also understand that it's getting damn near impossible to get
Right.
vehicles. And we might go a year where we've got 4 cars that are over 100,000 miles on them, and we can't get anything to replace them, so, I mean, I think.
Well, we're hoping
chance
that-
to jump at this.
Yeah, well, we understand the reason we're doing it, but it's still a concern, no matter what.
No, there was good questions, so we did a call around, so I want to make sure we air them.
All right. I believe we can do it now, Trace.
Commissioner Prentice,
Yes.
Commissioner Ailer,
Yes.
Commissioner Henderson, Commissioner Moore,
Yes.
Mayor Fitzgerald.
Yes. Here we go again. New business, approving of memorandum of understanding with the Illinois Council of Police regarding the insurance opt-out stipend. Motion.
So moved.
Second.
Sure. So the idea here is, we're always looking for ways to incentivize folks for different things that may be attractive. In this particular case, for an employee who comes to us and their spouse also has quality insurance, there are times when they opt out of ours. If they do that, we want to recognize them, thank them for that, and give them a small stipend. The total cost to us would have been every penny is $10,000 or more, depending on what plan they're on. So the $3,000 stipend is a quarterly payout, so $750 a quarter. Thank you for not needing our insurance, but you will have to prove that you have insurance elsewhere. What else am I missing?
That's it.
Is that it?
That's it.
Okay, anybody else? Tracy?
Commissioner Edelman?
Yes.
Commissioner Henderson?
Yes.
Commissioner Morris?
Yes.
Commissioner Prentice?
Yes.
Mayor Fitzgerald?
Yes. Miscellaneous license and permits. Quick Trip Inc. for business, miscellaneous license, Quick Trip Inc. Tobacco license, Quick Trip Inc. I imagine everything's up to date, so, motion please.
So, second.
All right, well, this can be an all in favor, I believe. All in favor? Aye. Well, now we're gonna retire to executive session, I believe we're gonna do it right here, all right? And, see you guys tomorrow. So I got a, executive session, discuss, personnel issues provided by 5 ILCX 120/2C1 of the Illinois Open Meeting Act. Discuss the purchase or lease of real estate property provided by 5 ILCS 122C1 of the Illinois Open Meetings Act. Can we get a motion to retire?
Motion, I said it.
Second.
All in favor? Aye. All right.